This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Excuse me for not
All right, let's get back to it. Let's actually accuse Thorpe and get a somewhat decent ending this time.
I won't excuse you. I know you could stand if you wanted to.
He's waiting to see if he wants to test it. He's like, I'm going to get you.
I'm sure you've got good intentions, but you're wrong. What makes you think that? I'm
Craig
sure
accused a certain surgeon. You ordered Joe Dunn's murder. I know you killed Randall Lay. Well, I mean, all of them are going to work, so, but, all right, let's get to it. Let's go through down the line.
I know that you are a highly skilled sniper, and I think it was you who shot Randall Lee at the hospital.
Have you seen me, Blacksad? How could I possibly do that?
Craig accused a certain surgeon.
According to Spano, the mastermind was a certain surgeon. I thought it was Mitchell, but now I know the truth. A journalist told me.
It took a while to
Ring a bell?
I hired you to solve this damn case. You think that's what a murderer would do?
Only because you thought I'd blame Bobby Yale and drop the case. But as soon as I realized something wasn't right, you sent Randall Lee and Gill to give me a scare. And when all that failed, you ordered Lee to kill me.
That's supposed to be Lay,
You're
but
the
whatever.
type that won't open his jaws once he's got his prey, aren't you?
You know it better than anyone. Never depends on the prey.
I think I've made that clear enough by now.
He's going to pull out his gun, but it's not even there. Oh, I thought he was going to go for his gun. That would have been the perfect opportunity or whatever.
Put yourself in my place for a minute. You're a promising football player who just got back from the war, but you're still a nobody. The man you saved kindly opens his house to you, and that man is still undone by his wife's passing. He works all day at his gym, and he drinks himself to sleep at night. So you practically end up raising his daughter. You give her her very first abacus. You encourage her to further her education. You comfort her when she misses her mother and her father.
Are you trying to convince yourself or me?
Meanwhile, your sporting career takes off. Life is good. Until one day, out of the blue, an accident cripples you. An old friend, Mitchell, tells you he knows someone who can help you. A German doctor. His drugs take some time to work, but they do wonders. You manage to walk for short bursts at a time, little by little. And those bursts keep getting longer. But the drugs aren't cheap at all. So you have to find a way to pay for them, don't you see?
You do know that they're messing you up in the long run, right? He probably doesn't realize that part. You started selling drugs to athletes, you started the ad agency. Either one, I guess.
So you started by selling drugs to athletes. Then you decided to start an advertising agency to hire those same athletes. Drugs would help them excel, and you'd get better ad deals. The perfect business model. Your first client? Craig Spano. His career had hit a rough patch, so...
You used him as your guinea pig. I mean, either one would work, but...
He was the guinea pig for your new operation. And yet, when the drug started having serious side effects, you got rid of him. Afraid he would talk, you tried to kill him. That's why he hid. From then on, your business was smooth sailing. You even began to think you were above the law. You thought that you were untouchable. Until Joe Dunn found out, and then, 2 days before his unfortunate death, he came to see you.
That's enough now! You stop it!
Not gonna. Not gonna stop it. I'm Blacksad, the saddest of all sads of blacks.
Now, I don't know if I'm above the law, but I am sure as hell not beneath it. Do you know how much power I have? The kind of people I eat with every day? I could shoot you right now, and nothing would happen to me.
Kind of reminds me of an
With
orange
that gun
haired
you keep in your
presidential
drawer?
person.
I'm afraid not. I placed your pistol out of reach, just in case you happen to confirm my suspicions, Iron Arm. And now, if you'd excuse me, I have an appointment with the police.
Oh, there he goes. Got you good, you fucker.
I won't let anyone wreck my life again. Sonia and I, we deserve a future.
You can come in now, Smirnoff.
Timothy Wilson Thorpe, drop your weapon. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the state will provide one for you. Mr. Thorpe.
I thought he took out all the bullets. What the hell, Sonia? Is that what he told you? Whatever. Well, we didn't trust you, right? Oh, well, there goes our... Great, Sonia. Now we don't have a case because you killed the dude. Damn it, Sonia. I'm not going to get paid, am I? Well, I got some money from previous stuff, so... Well, then. Good ending?
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, we thought we had the case all solved and everything, but we were just too... No, that X prompt was like super fast. Like I was about to press it and then it was like over. It was like that quick. So you had to be almost prepared for it. So is that the end where Sonia dies? Man. Thorpe gets killed because Sonia just like when she found out she couldn't handle it anymore, and then because of that she took her own life. Oh, Blacksad, you truly are a sad, sad man indeed. Yep. Yeah, we solved the case, but at what cost? At what cost? Well, that's two of the variations of the ending. Really, with how my character's been acting and everything, it seems apropos that I didn't save her at the end. Although that might be based off some decisions during the game about convincing her to keep going, you know, and all that other stuff.
After everything that had happened, the last thing I was interested in was the fight. Did Yale take drugs before the fight? Did Stone let him win? I had done everything in my power for things to go the way my moral compass dictated. Whether anyone would listen to me, that was another story. Because no matter what they tell us, our actions don't always determine our future. My moral compass. As if I even knew what that means. I didn't even know what to think of my performance throughout the case. Did I have a clear conscience? Would I have made the same decisions, given the chance?
Well, that's something to think on, folks, I guess. Who knows? I mean, obviously, this choice doesn't really matter. It's just more of a, just kind of a thought-provoking thing. no real answer to that thing. Do you believe in fate? Would you make the same decisions?
What's the difference?
Well, he says code isn't glitching in this. Usually glitches to pop up when he walks, but this time it must be a different animation scene or cut scene or something like that. And thus the sad end to Blacksad, yeah, where everyone. Unfortunately, I didn't get the. There's actually an achievement. Well, now that we've beaten the game, there's actually an achievement for getting everyone that could get killed to get killed. Like you failed all the right spots, that everyone dies. Maybe if I withheld the information of Smirnov about the athletes, maybe that would have gotten the. I'm trying to think who else I could have gotten killed. Maybe I had to talk to certain characters or didn't talk enough to get them to. Because yeah, if you. Well, I mean, I know you could save a lot of the characters, like with Mary. Don't tell her to stay away from the gym, and by doing that, a person still gets killed, but it's not Mary. It's just a no-name cleaning person. So, which sucks, because basically someone has to die for that scene to work, but it's just not an important character, so it's not as bad. Obviously, with Quince, you just don't rat him out. Or with Quince, you just don't rat him out so he doesn't die. Although at that point, it's like, maybe you still want him to die. With Colbert, there's actually an achievement or trophy. I don't know, either one. There's a trophy for getting him back together with his wife, which that happens by obviously not taking his money, and you lie to Miss Colbert about his affair, and then at the time of the office when you're talking to Weekly, I forgot what chapter it is, she tells you about how they're going on a cruise and they've made up and all this other stuff. So you get an achievement there for helping Colbert get his life back together, basically, for that one moment of weakness. What else? As far as I know, you can't save Brunhilde or the doc. That happens for story purposes. You can't save Spano. As far as I'm aware of, you can't save him. Okay, we're gonna go see voiceovers. It just says English voiceovers, but it just has a bunch of. So I don't. Oh, that Barry Johnson. I haven't heard of. Sharon Mann, Ankle of Wingate. David. None of these names look familiar. They must be from a different voice acting studio. At least as far as I'm aware of, I don't recognize any of these voice actors. Which is fine. Sometimes it's nice to hear someone different than the same, like, 5 voice actors in a game. Like, I swear, like, some of the main AAA titles, I swear you're, like, the same people every time. Oh, it looks like Crystal did a couple of lines. It looks like some voice actors did quite a few voiceovers, because they were probably one-time people, so. I'll have to look up and see how you get the other achievements, because I don't know who else could have died over the course of the game. But I guess since we got the sad ending, but yeah, apparently there's 6 versions of this ending, so I don't know if you just letting Thorpe off the hook counts as one of the variations of the ending. Because obviously there's everyone dying, or at least most of the people dying, and there's everyone surviving, and there's probably convincing the 2 boxers to play fair. That's probably one of the variations of the ending, stuff like that. But overall, the game, what would I give it? Unfortunately, it's not like a 10 out of 10 game. I hate to feel like that, but I've never given a game a 10 out of 10 because no game's ever pure perfection. You know, I'd probably give it like probably 6 out of 10, mainly because of the glitches. The detective story is a typical case of corruption. You know, a person wanted to fix his legs but make a better life for his niece, quote unquote. But yeah, unfortunately, I think there's an ending where he probably just goes to jail. Probably if you convince Sonya to be a bit more happy about everything instead of giving in to her darker desires over the course of the game, she'd probably then straight up murder him. Or at least you could stop her. If I pressed the button fast enough, maybe we could stop her from killing herself. But that button prompt was fast. It was like super quick. So I almost didn't realize there was a prompt till it flecked past me. I was like, whoa, all right. But yeah, so I think the game did a good job of throwing the clues out there to figure out who it was. I figured out it was Thorpe, probably. I'm trying to think when it was exactly. Probably after we run into Mitchell officially, I was like, oh, it's got to be Thorpe because he seems to be it just seemed to click at that point, even before we learned about that, about the athletes taking the drugs and everything like that. But the clues were there. I mean, when you go back, you can kind of see how it all pins together. Did a good job of that? I think it did a decent job of storying it all together. And like I said, with the voice acting, I think the voice acting did a pretty decent job for not being well-known names. Yeah, really, the only really major issue out of this game is the glitches for the most part. You know, it was nice seeing a different type of detective story with anthropomorphic animals, something different than what you're usually used to. All the different venues that you go to, characters, trying to put together pieces. You know, the deduction function was a nice little thing to piece together the information for you as the player. The notebook for noting all your decisions. And I like the progress bar about telling you how your Blacksad was going over the course of the game, like how he was, you know, was he a hopeless romantic and all this other stuff. I kind of wonder if you'd put more try to work better with Sonia. I wonder if there's an ending where you possibly might get together with her. I don't know. Usually detective stories aren't super happy endings most of the time. Even if everything goes right for the most part, there's still like some, like, you know, do you pine for the woman you once loved who had died in an accident or maybe a case? I don't know. Since we ignored her, we don't know. I don't know what happened with it. I was just trying to play that type of character. So, but I think you should give this game a chance. I don't know if I keep the game, but I think people should play it just to, you know, give it a chance to do what it needed to do. Yeah, it suffers from the bugs. That's really the issue. Like, you know, like I said, I showed you the game crashing on me after the credits ran. You know, I've had to reset this game multiple times over the course of that since. I'll probably gotta split this episode up into two. So I'll play a little bit longer just to show you the, I think if you continue, it just continues to the end of the game. And yeah, we didn't find all the Hall of Fame and everything like that. And then, yep, shows that. Oh, this one shows the ending where Mary survived. You know, it's like, hey, my ending didn't have her survive, but okay, whatever. As for me, was I happy with my role in it? The end. You know, I'd say so. Let's see what else is different, because yeah, it shows in this one it shows Mary surviving, and then wait, but there's no gunshot, so it shows her not killing him this time. Is that the official canon version of the game? Is what's here, that she doesn't shoot him or holds back or whatever? I'm not gonna read all the dialogue. I'm just seeing if this might be the canon ending right here. Yeah, the guy and his daughter get killed. Mitchell gets killed. I assumed you couldn't save the bodies there. Like, that's nothing you can do about that. Horse guy survives about convincing his mother. Let's see. Tell him about that. But yeah, I wonder who else could have died. I wonder if you just don't tell Smirnoff about the athletes. Maybe they just don't know about it, so some of them maybe end up dying at the end or something like that. There's a man. Look how, like, with how long the game took me, how quickly I'm just rummaging through the cliff notes of this game. You know. Yeah, I think it's when it starts here when you start kind of noticing that Thorpe may be more involved after learning that type of stuff. Oh, apparently there's an achievement in the apartment I've done if you guess his nickname as well. Let's see. Oh, but it shows. Oh no, that's probably the landlady. But I was about to say it shows Mary's body, but the landlady who gets killed probably could have worn the exact same thing. Oh, the booze, the tip, the murder, the corpse. So maybe Quint, canon-wise, Quint dies. You know, because he's a dick. I don't know, maybe people dying, maybe it's stuff that you had to get through a retry option as well, like maybe letting all the characters that could die before you retry, that type of thing. There's also an achievement for not dying at once during the story. So you basically have to make all the right decisions, of course, the game, and never mess up too badly. Let's see. Trying to think what else. As far as I know, you can't save that dude, Jimmy. As far as I know, you can't. I could be wrong, though. But I think that's supposed to be a required death. See, yeah, Jay kind of disappeared. He wasn't even shown at the end. Maybe if I got in the best ending, maybe things would have been slightly different. Like everyone kind of coming together and all that other stuff. Yeah, let Yale die at that one point before the game retried it. Yeah, I can't think. I might just look up. I'll do all the. If I decide to do any trophy ending, I'm just doing that off screen. There's no reason to show all that. Yeah, there's where you can tell Mary to not go back. And I somehow got the achievement for giving the guy the cheeseburger or giving him multiple food. Oh, maybe because I didn't weekly die during that cutscene. Because he can, if you don't press X, he dies through that. So maybe not doing the retry for that. Maybe that didn't get me the ending or the achievement for that. That might have been it. Because I saw almost everyone else that could possibly die throughout the most of the game there. But yeah, so it was a journey. A guy who thought possibly murdered himself ended up being a tale of corruption, scandal, and drugs, apparently. So well, I hope you all enjoyed my run of this game. I know at the very beginning it took me forever to kind of get back on track. But after I kind of figured out the glitches and the controls, it kind of went a lot more smoothly after that, except for the few times I took forever with deductions. I got a little bit better by the end. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this mystery game of mine, of mine, like I made it or something like that. But I played a couple over the years. Have I gotten better at clues and solving? Probably not. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of this game. I hope you all had fun watching it, messing me up, and obviously not getting the best ending. And no, I'm not going to play the game for the best ending. I would suggest you playing it yourself for that. I'm not going to show all 6 alterations of the ending on screen. That's crazy. I don't love this game that much. So but I hope you enjoyed what yeah, I'm repeating myself. So anyway, so anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time when the mail comes in.
Don't do it, Bobby.
Someone has to save the gym. I owe it to Joe, and Sonia, and my Aunt Mary.
Your father would never have done this.
What?
I told Yale everything I knew about his father's death. I couldn't say how he took it. Just like I can't tie it to the mysterious drowning of Desmond O'Leary, who appeared dead in the Hudson River next to Pier 27 several weeks later. No. Oh, no. Oh.
Sonia Dunn, you are under arrest for the death of Timothy Wilson Thorpe. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the state will provide one for you. Do you understand these rights as I have just read them to you? With these rights in mind, do you wish to speak to me? Watch your step. Sonia Dunn. You are under arrest for the death of Timothy Wilson Thorpe. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Just shut up. Sonia should never set foot in jail.
Blacksad, don't.
You and I have done similar deeds. You remember, right? If you're gonna arrest her, arrest me first, and then arrest yourself.
No, there's no way this could work. How do we hide this? John?
I'll put the bullets back in the gun. Thorpe had me at gunpoint, but Sonia was faster. We're doing the right thing, Chief.
John, why do I end up getting my hands dirty every time I'm close to you?